Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back reacting to another episode of Marvel Studios Hawkeye. This is episode 3 and it is called Echoes. I assume that has to do with the character Echo, who we were introduced to last episode at the very end. So hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about her going forward. But before we jump into this, please consider leaving a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel out a ton. If you're new here, subscribe, consider sticking around. And ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you are interested in the full-length reaction in this episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. I post all my full uncut reactions on Patreon. On Patreon, you can become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos. But what happened last time? Last time we really got to dive into the chemistry between Kate Bishop and Clint Barton and just kind of their two drastic styles. Like Clint, he really wants to be low-key, doesn't really care if anyone likes him. Or is inspired by him. He's just like all business, wants to get the job done, especially after all the traumatic things that he's been through. Meanwhile, Kate like looks up to him, wants to be like him, and is maybe realizing that she doesn't want to be exactly like him, but she's still like wants to learn from him. And meanwhile, there's like this deeper like conspiracy going on regarding probably some of the rich people killing each other and selling stuff off. And it's crazy. We don't know exactly the depths of that yet, but I assume we will learn more about it in the next few episodes. We left off with Clint and Kate being held captive by the tracksuit mafia. And I assume now they're going to be interrogated by Echo. So I'm super excited to jump into this. Let's go. Is this, ooh, this must be Echo as a kid. So she got pretty good at reading lips. Oh, that sucks, because like if the teacher turns away, she can't see what she's saying. Dragon's loud. I think technically within the Marvel canon, dragons are real. There's a dragon in Shang-Chi. I don't know if he can afford to send you to a exclusively deaf school.
Sorry. But in the end, it'll be better for you.
Karate. Okay. So the footwork. She's gonna learn the footwork.
Be good in class today.
In the comics, doesn't Echo like
But
literally kind of like Taskmaster, where she like mimics people?
Uncle will take you home after class. I'll see you tonight. Bye. You're out.
That was Vincent D'Onofrio's laugh. I don't know how I know that, but that was Kingpin. Oh my god. Let's go. Oh snap. Big boy getting taken down. Hopefully he's not mean about it. Oh, is that a... Wait, does she have a prosthetic or does that guy? Ooh, she has a prosthetic. Ooh, interesting. For a second I thought maybe a kid in her class grew up with her all the way. But no, it's just her. That's another cool, interesting twist. Oh, is this when her dad dies, maybe? Oh no, Ronan. Did Ronan kill her dad? Oh no. Dang, Hawkeye. You need to chill, brother. I wonder if she's gonna think that Ronan killed her dad, but it was really Kingpin. Or, no, never mind. That's her father being murdered right there. Oh no. It's different in the comics. That's interesting. They'll give her more of a personal vendetta. That's a bummer. Oh, it doesn't work anymore.
You good?
I buy Imagine Dragons tickets for my girlfriend as like a Christmas gift. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Kurde, sweet. Then we had a fight. You know what she said? She said that the tickets were gift. So she wants to bring her sister.
On the bright side, you don't have to go see Imagine Dragons.
I love Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, Imagine Dragons aren't bad. Why does everyone dislike Imagine Dragons?
Look, I think you both owe apologies. Tell her she hurt your feelings, but apologize for pretending that was a gift for her.
Okay, wait. Super. I need a pen. Just, okay? See?
Yeah, she's gonna untie him so he can sign.
Oh boy.
He's not great at signing.
More cookie, please. Thank you.
Or he's just pretending to not be great at signing.
She's not Ronan. Look at her, she's 9.
She's 9.
Because he's dead.
So who got him then?
He did. Thanos.
So Ronan is dead, and the person who killed him is dead.
That's convenient. How do you manage?
I was there.
You're lying.
He's not lying. In a manner of speaking, he's telling the truth.
If you have nothing to do with this, then why did
Darth
you do this
Vader
in the first place?
killed your father.
You gotta harness that overconfidence of yours, okay? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because you're about to fight.
Okay, let's wait for my signal.
How did you do that?
She's so confused. She's like, what? How did you get out so quickly?
Oh man, it'd be really nice to know how you did that, Clint. Clint?
He's been doing it the whole time. You know, you were too busy talking about trust. He was trying to get out of here.
Look over there. Spread out.
I wonder if maybe Shu will recognize his movements as Ronan. Ooh. That was a close one. Oh, she recognizes she's got a metal leg. Oh, and she kicked his hearing aid out. Struggle City for Hawkeye coming up. Oh, that was rude. She's like biting her way. Hawkeye's kind of getting it taken to him right now. Oh, dirty. Into the ball pit. I think she can still see that you're in there, buddy. Ah. He's kind of got to rely more on his natural instincts right now than the stimuli around him. He's just wrecking people and she's using a shopping cart. Ooh, that was kind of sick, not gonna lie.
Man, this thing's beautiful.
You know, you can take that one. It's crappy.
Come on.
He's got principles. He's not breaking that cool car.
Get over here, I need you to drive.
What? How do I drive?
Come over here.
You don't know how to drive? I mean, I guess you're a New York City resident. It's gonna be hard for him. Smile, you're moving. It's gonna be hard for him to differentiate sounds.
Say definitely like that. All right, how about this one fine? I'm using this
I like
one.
that he can just tell based on the ends of them, not the shooting ends. Ooh, that's a sick shot, actually. What?
Play-Doh arrow?
Hey, you know, it worked. They can't see anything now. Yeah, because then her arm is unencumbered. Oh, that's not a putty arrow. She just killed those guys. Like, those guys are dead. That guy looks like a knockoff Jon Snow. Ooh, fun. That's a weird arrow.
Sorry, Santa.
Hey, Santa's back. That's expensive. Stoplights are a lot of money. I want to know what that arrow does. Ooh, get your bull back. That, it's special to you.
I'll take that, thank you.
And hitting with it. Purple gas. Yes, CGI car crash right there, but that was fine. Okay, but you're gonna want to get out of that. Oh, okay, it kept moving. It's like you're gonna want to not be in that car. What's gonna happen? Ooh, Pimtech. Oh my god. Yo. That's insane. That's incredible. The last one. Shoots him with a USB. Is it a raft? Oh, it's just a rope. Yo. Huh. Well, that's what it does. It's literally just a suction cup arrow.
Oh, we gotta walk the dog.
He has no idea what you're saying.
One of the world's greatest archers.
You're not wrong.
Oh my God, you really think so? I won't lie, I wasn't sure how I'd do it.
I just walk the dog.
Yeah, he doesn't know what you're saying. He can't hear you.
All day.
They're so similar though. He's just way more cynical, but a lot of their thoughts are pretty identical. They're very in sync. What's the point in reading a book?
Yeah, it's tonight is movie marathon night. That's right. I really wish I could be here with you, buddy. You know how much I love that.
I hope he invites Kate for Christmas. Dang, she writes pretty quick. He'll be there, buddy. Nathaniel, he'll be there.
I love you. Love you more.
She's maybe also at the same time being reminded of her interactions with her dad, who's now gone, watching her pseudo potential father figure interact with his kids when her dad is not there. You know? Interesting dynamics.
No.
Uncle Kingpin?
Block. Delete.
That's so funny.
I've dreamed of this for as long as I can remember. When I put that suit on, I thought, this is it. This is the moment I become who I'm supposed to be.
I remember the day I thought the same thing.
And then lots of dramatic things happened.
You know, it comes with a price.
What does?
All of it.
There's some things you'll lose forever.
Like your hearing.
You need a more recognizable costume.
Oh, yeet. Let's go. Yo.
Oh, wow.
He's like, no. Not a chance.
It's your head. Wings. Like a hawk. That's a nature. That's on your forehead. That's for Hawkeye.
Well, not happening.
Okay.
You could wear that costume, though.
You can't say who Ronan is because it's someone close to you, isn't it? It's your job to keep their secret.
No. She's thinking it's an admirable thing that he's doing, keeping that secret, but it's not. She's going to be very disappointed in him.
What?
Brother.
Yes, you are.
Do you not...
You are.
You not realize?
You came here. You left your family at Christmas because you thought some stranger was gonna get hurt. You stuck around even. Little Caesar. Dogfather. Sir Dog of Pizza. Pizza Dog.
Pizza Dog. He likes that one.
They started small.
Stealing and Moidoy.
Guy at the top. He'll do anything to grow the operation.
Kingpin.
Yeah, it's pretty upsetting to think there might be stuff from the Avengers compound floating around out there.
Oh, there's a frick ton of stuff.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong business.
He's like, what? I want to live here.
Let's see.
Wow, she perfectly spelled his last name.
Okay, what's this company? Sloan Limited. Kazi is an employee?
It's Slow Limited, it sounds familiar.
Sloan Unlimited. He's a little suspicious. There's something going on.
Don't move.
Ooh. Jack, give him his sword back. End of the episode, though. Okay, that was Kingpin's laugh, though, right? You know it was that was quintessential Vincent D'Onofrio laugh. Like we know this. We know this. Okay, I really enjoyed that episode. I think that was actually probably the best episode of the series so far. I mean, only 3 to choose from, but it was really good. We learned a little bit more about Maya, Echo, and just kind of her background, and you know, started off on a sympathetic tone, right? Like we get to see her growing up, just as a little girl, trying to deal with the struggles of being a deaf student. First of all, and a deaf just person in general, with the student, like, that's such a struggle for, like, you know, there's so much talk within the education community about, like, having the necessary resources to help students who aren't the norm, right? Like not the straight white male female student, right? Like there's so much conversation about how do we adequately serve the students who are growing up in lower income neighborhoods, who are not white, who have intellectual disabilities, who have hearing disabilities, sight disabilities, all these things, right? So, and she is in a school district, or at least a school classroom, where the resources to kind of help a deaf student in particular are not present, right? Like, and, you know, not to like rag on the teacher, but the teacher isn't doing like a fantastic job. But also it's difficult to be like fully aware in every moment that when you're talking, you have to be like facing her, so that she can like read the things you're saying, right? Like every time that teacher is, you know, explaining something with her back turned, Maya can't hear, can't learn, you know, it is doing her a disservice. You know, maybe this school doesn't have specialized classes for those with disabilities or things like that. So she's just in a regular classroom with regular students, and it's unfortunate, right? Like right off the bat, as someone who's like been in education classes, not like just as a student, but like as trying to be a teacher, I recognize that immediately, and that was like a huge sympathetic piece for me of kind of getting on her side. So like, even though she's being presented in this role of, you know, second tier bad guy, right? Like there's someone above her, but she's like the assistant manager bad guy at the moment. It's hard not to view her in a sympathetic light. We get scenes at home of like her dad, even though her dad is like involved in organized crime, he's still trying to be a good father to her. You know, he can't afford to send her to specialized schools. Maybe that's why he's involved in organized crime. I don't know. But they have a good connection. You know, she's trying to get in touch with her hobbies, things like that. You know, he's encouraging her to watch the world around her and try and dance between these different worlds. But at her karate thing, her dad says, "Your uncle will take you home." And then a large white person walks up, touches her cheek and laughs, and you hear, and it's like, that's Vincent D'Onofrio's voice. That's Kingpin. And he gets brought up later in the episode when they're like, "Uncle will be mad," or whatever. Like they're teasing it, but I recognized it. But yeah, they set up Maya with a sympathetic backstory to kind of somewhat get us on her side, and then they showed Ronan kill her dad. I thought maybe it would be a situation of like, you know, because in the comics, I believe Kingpin kills her dad and then adopts her. And she finds out later that Kingpin killed her dad. But in this, at least in this show, it's just straight up Ronan killed him because he was part of the organized crime. You know, he hit that. So that gives Maya a personal vendetta against the Ronin. So now that she sees he's back, she's like, "You're gonna die." And she doesn't know that it's Clint, either does Kate. So it's going to be a pretty big fallout when that comes to light. Another interesting aspect, she's kind of like second tier. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but she's got dual disabilities because she's got she's deaf, and then she has a prosthetic leg. I didn't notice that at first. For some reason, when I thought in the flashback, you know, one of the other students in the class had the prosthetic leg. Just visually, I got confused a little bit. So when it showed it again later, I was like, oh, maybe one of her friends from class kind of grew up and is still sticking around. But no, she's got the prosthetic leg, and that came into play when Hawkeye tried to like kick her or use his bow on her leg, and she just kind of like blocked it with her leg. And he was a little confused about that. But yeah, just this whole The whole escape sequence was really, really well done. I liked it a lot. We get some funny moments of Kate talking to one of the bad guys about, you know, how can he communicate with his girlfriend better about wanting to go to Imagine Dragons. And she's like, we're building trust. And Hawkeye's like, dude, I'm just trying to get out of here. Like, the whole time that she's building trust and trying to approach this from a personable manner, kind of a naive rookie type manner, Hawkeye's undoing the tape. It's just like so funny. But he gets his hearing aid broken. So, and that introduces a really interesting dynamic, because like, as someone who's probably relied on his hearing quite a bit, but is also getting in tune with his more like personal instincts, like he has to kind of, when he loses his hearing, he's kind of got to revert back to his like pure training instincts type stuff, like the stuff that like when he's looking, not even looking, when he just knows when people are going to be in certain places and shooting them there, like he's got to revert to that. And this whole fight sequence in this like base was really, really cool, really well done. Yeah, he's shooting, he's undoing her tape, falling into a ball pit, stabbing people in the feet. She gets out and she's just fighting people with a shopping cart, like two very drastic different styles, and it's just really, really fun. And then he even refuses to break the window of the nice car. He's like, I'm not smashing that. Like, we're taking this crappy car. And going through all the trick arrows, and it was actually really funny to just see the different things that they wanted to go with. You know, got a slime arrow that's supposed to go on the tires, probably gum up the tires, make them so they don't work. She straight up killed some people though. Like, I don't know if they're gonna address that. Kate killed people, unless there was no one in that truck when it exploded. Yeah, I don't know if it was just one guy in that van or how many people are in that van, but she blew up that van and it set on fire, and no one escaped that van. So technically Kate Bishop has killed people in this show. Like, I don't know if they're gonna, you know, go over that at some point, but it seems to be a big deal. But yeah, it's really interesting. You know, they get caught on the bridge, and probably one of the more dope things I've seen, like super cool thing in this show. He's got a Pimtech arrow. So he probably would do this on his own, where he'd just shoot the one and then wait and shoot it again. But this time they tag team, launch an arrow, and he hits it. That's a great shot, first of all, to hit that in midair like that. I mean, he is the world's greatest archer. But it just turns into a giant arrow. They're kind of lucky that didn't kill those people as well. But it's just like, oh my God, that was so cool. That he's got Pimtech from Ant-Man that he can just incorporate. You know, him and Ant-Man are kind of friends. When they're fighting Iron Man, he's like, all right, arrow guy, I'm ready. So it's like, they got a connection, and I like it. You know, Clint doesn't think that he's gained much from his time being an Avenger, but he has. He's gained friends like Scott Lang. And then there's just lots of fun dynamics of like talking about, you know, taking the dog on a walk, where their thinking just kind of syncs up without really realizing it. He has a really interesting, kind of sweet, sad moment with his son talking on the phone, where she's kind of, in a way, translating for him because he can't really hear it. And she's just writing it down super quick, and it's sad because he's trying to be a good dad and reassure his kid that he's coming home for Christmas. And she has to also sit there and be like, okay, like the two people in her life that she has looked up to the most, her dad and Hawkeye. And in this moment, you know, fatherless Kate Bishop is watching her, you know, pseudo father figure, in a sense, inspiration, try and be a good dad. And it's just like, it's probably like multiple onion layers deep of complexity and sadness, and just a kind of nice bonding moment. You know, probably a moment where he gets a little more endeared to her because she helped him through that. And, you know, she wants to be like him. And he's like, bro, if you want to be in this type of life, you're going to lose things. Like, it takes a toll on you. And she makes the mistake of being like, oh, you're trying to protect Ronan's identity. It's someone close to you. Which, you know, I doubt she would be super thrilled. Like, I don't think she looks at him and is like, oh, you're protecting a murderer. Like, you're friends with a murderer, like a straight up murderer. Not just like I mean, she killed someone today, but like, not like self-defense thing, but like outwardly hunting people down type murderer. You know, I doubt that is like a shining imagery towards him, right? Like, she's not looking at that and being like, oh yeah, great. But she's like, she's like, oh, that's somewhat admirable. You're protecting someone you care about. So when she finds out that it's him, like of the two people she looked up to most in the world, one of them, there might be something sketchy about her dad. We don't know. We never saw him die, so I'm not entirely convinced about that. I don't know yet. But her biggest inspiration, finding out that he is like a mass murderer, that's gonna throw her through for a loop, and it's gonna be a crisis of conscience, I assume. But she brings up the idea of a cool costume, and he's like, no. I think it would be really interesting if they actually did give him a more cool costume, maybe at the end of the series. I don't know how long Jeremy Renner wants to play Hawkeye. I mean, he's like 50, so who knows? But yeah, then they decide to do a little investigating in the penthouse, and Jack pulls a sword on Clint, his own sword. I wonder if Clint will know some secret buttons to press to just like turn the sword off. He's like, all right, you're done. You're done. He could probably get that back from him pretty quickly, unless Jack is like some super person. It's also interesting because in the comics, I believe, the character that Jack Duhans, whatever his name is, he like trained Hawkeye partly. So maybe they'll recognize each other in the show. That would be interesting. But otherwise, they've gotten themselves in a little bit of another pickle here. Still not convinced that Jack killed the old man. I think it might have been her mom. But otherwise, the two coolest moments in this episode for me, other than the like emotionally impactful moments, the two coolest moments were number 2, the giant arrow coming down with the Pimtech, and then Vincent D'Onofrio's laugh. I was like, oh, you know. So hopefully, I wonder how many people are going to pick that up. I assume tons of people will pick that up, but if you're someone who's watching this video and you didn't pick that up, go watch that scene again and listen to that laugh, and then go watch season 1, season 2, season 3 of Daredevil, and just like anytime Vincent D'Onofrio makes any noises, just like smash those together, you'll get it. But I think those are all my thoughts on this episode. Let me know what you guys thought. Are you as psyched as I am to see Kingpin? That means Daredevil's coming in. Oh, it's going to be freaking incredible. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. Helps my channel out a ton. And ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. I post all my full uncut reactions in watch-along format. So you just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. On Patreon, you can also become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys